Hey guys, so today let's go and check out this 2015 or 2016 Rolls Royce Wraith. So this is the two-door coupe version of the Ghost, which is the base sedan of the Rolls Royce lineup. And this is kind of the sporty side of Rolls Royce, but it's not that sporty because there's a black label version on top of this. That's technically like the sporty trim. But let's go and check it out and see what's special about a Rolls Royce, because this is the first time I've ever been in one and I've ever driven one. So let's go and check it out. So first things first, here's the key. It's actually very much like one of the older BMW keys, but it's a lot chunkier than the BMW keys. First things first, let's go and unlock it. And we can see the Spirit of Ecstasy come up there. So whenever you lock it, it goes away, and then whenever you unlock it, it comes up. So that's that. And one thing about that is a lot of people are worried that, oh, if I want to steal it, I can steal it. But actually, no. So if I try to steal it, there's actually an emergency mechanism that retracts the entire module. I'm sorry, I'm like right by a street here, so it's kind of noisy, but let's go and hop in and check it out. So the outside, pretty classic two-door coupe. You can see that there's no B-pillar here, and it's just a fastback version. The one special things about Rolls Royce is the doors, they don't open the normal way, they open the other way. So these are the suicide doors. And one thing that's important to note, I guess, is that this door magnetically holds anywhere you place it. So instead of the traditional door locks, like where there's like a few steps that you can hold the door, this actually holds it anywhere. So like, that's pretty cool. This door also opens extremely wide, making it super easy to get in. Before we get in the interior, let's just quickly note on the other special Rolls Royce feature, the umbrella. So here it is. You can use it and then put it back. That's probably a lot of money. Don't want to lose that. But okay, let's go and check out this interior. So this is a lighter, like an oyster beige color interior with black piping and black stitching. The one thing that I'm like people rave about is the interior on the Rolls Royce and the use of materials. I never really understood that. I was like, oh, like you can get a Mercedes S-Class and it's the same materials. But every single surface in this car is covered with metal, leather, or wood. Like, that's it. Like, all of this is leather. And the headliner too. This one actually has the Starlight headliner. I don't know if you can tell, but that's pretty awesome. And it's basically a perforated leather top. So this part is actually leather as well. And then you can control the brightness of the Starlight. I'll go into detail about that later, but let's go and hop in and start it up. So first thing coming in is that door is freaking far away. Like, how the heck do I reach that? Well, don't worry. Go and press this door button that's on the left, and this door will close itself. That's pretty awesome. And of course, the right door, that's for the right side. And there's also boot, which is basically trunk in English, or in American English. Let's go and start up this V12 and see how she purrs. So foot on the brake, it has keyless entry. And just go and press the start button. So we just saw that screen automatically reveal itself. Let's go and turn down the air for now. But one especially impressive thing about this car is that this V12 sounds amazingly smooth. Like, that startup noise is classic V12, and it's extremely smooth on the road as well. Let's go and check out more of this interior though. Leather on the dash. We have this wood covering this area. And then as you see, the screen flipped open. Before it flipped open, it's actually covered by a wood panel as well. So that's pretty nice. The top, sun visors are leather, metal here, leather roof liner, leather grab handles, leather here as well. Ooh, that's actually kind of broken. That's okay. But yeah, this is what makes the Rolls Royce special, the interior. Like, at first I was like, oh, it's pretty good. But once you look at the details, the stitching, the suppleness of the leather, it's incredible. But what's next level is actually the driving experience. This is by far the smoothest car I've ever driven. Like, comparison, I guess, a Range Rover, that's actually like really bumpy and like it's really choppy compared to this. This is literally a magic carpet. It's awesome. Let's go through a few more details in the interior before we hop out and check out the exterior. One thing is the shifting in Rolls Royces. Park is here. Like, you know how Mercedes, it's like up for reverse, down for drive. It's a similar philosophy, except you gotta pull and then go up. As you see, now it's in reverse, and we can see there's a few views. There's a bird's eye view, but there's no front camera. This is not one of the newer ones. The newer ones will have a 360. But to put in park, just go and press, and it goes into park. Electronic handbrake with the hold function. What the hold function does is, at a stoplight, you don't need to be pushing on the brakes the entire time. But yeah, this interior is just insane. You can see this part controls the lighting, whether it gets brighter or darker, and you can turn it off by pressing it, and it goes away. It's the little details that count in this car. And if we come down here, we can see the wood pattern. The wood pattern is actually extremely nice as well. It's not a big piece of wood with a lot of grains. Instead, it's actually a lot of smaller slices, and that comes together. We can see the actions on these trays are also just incredible. Down here we have heated and cooled seat controls, as well as our AC controls. One good thing is you can see there's actually the top and bottom separate controls. So the top will be obviously for the upper section, and the bottom part is for the lower section. So it's two separate temperatures, which is nice. Cup holders, important. And we got our air vents here with these push-pull pins that have a very nice resistance to them. Everything has a touch of elegance and resistance. So let's go and open the door. Let's go and hop out and check out the outside. Soft closed doors, obviously. And then if we walk down the side of the car, we have 22-inch wheels. And one thing that's special about these wheels, the center cap will always be upright, no matter like if you're driving, if you're moving, if you're stationary, they will always be upright. That is a cool feature. I think the part that makes this car the most different from let's say the Ghost is this back portion right here. This portion slopes down really like a lot, and I actually love the look of this car. It's very elegant. Even though it's a 2015 or 2016, I think it has aged really well. If we go and open the trunk, there's actually a set of golf clubs in here. You can see just how big the space is. A set of golf clubs with your wine rack, a box for wine. Classic Rolls Royce owner things, you know? This is not my car, so I wish it was, but it's not. And then if we just come down the side, this car is just, the presence of this car, because of how long it is insane. And these doors, just because they're so big, also makes a really big presence. We can just see how big these brakes are too. And then we got our two cameras. You can kind of hear that V12, but it's very subtle. It's not a loud V12. So compared to, like, let's say our Maserati's V6, this isn't even as loud as that. Like, it's whisper quiet. It's so smooth. It's, again, I think one word to describe this car would be incredible. Okay, one last thing I guess is this car, the rear seats are actually usable. So usually if you have a coupe, it's not that big, you can't use it. But if I hop in here, it's a bit of a pain to get in, but let's go and move this seat back. This is for someone who's like 5'9" who's driving, or 5'11" who's driving, and I'm like 5'7" or 5'8". and it's completely fine. There's adequate headroom, adequate legroom. The materials back here are just as plush. Leather here, leather on the top. And then we have our little mirror. Say hi. We have our own mirror controls for the tiniest mirrors or windows ever in the back. We have our own AC controls with the temperatures. Even these are leather covered, and the way they click is just insane. So my first impressions of this car was actually, hey, it's not that nice. But the second you look at the details and you go on a drive and you ride in it, that's when you know a Rolls Royce is a Rolls Royce, and it's incredible. You can just see Mount Rainier in the background right there. It's pretty nice. But yeah, let's go and hop out again to check out this car, or the last bits. What's in here? I'm not sure what that's for, but let's go and hop out. Oh man. So this just goes back like that, and then we can close the door. Everything is elegant in this car. There's no sense of sportiness, like none of that. It's amazing. Here's a last look at the car, but that's a quick overview on this car. My impressions driving it is just insane. That's what you spend the money for. This one probably stickers for about 300 grand, brand new, but this was bought used. I'm not sure how much they paid for it, but it's still a really nice car. I'm a big fan. Thanks for watching, guys.